Alright, hello, Mr. Pokemon.
Hi, Ethan. I have something I want you to have. And was about to send an email to Professor Oak. The thing is, a friend of mine from Hoenn came over to give this to me.
We obtained the blue orb.
The orb has something to do with the ancient ruins located past Sionwood City called the Embedded Tower, but only a handful of trainers can reach there. That's where you come in. Professor Oaks thinks highly of you, and you are the proud champion after all. I'm sure you can solve the mystery of the orb and the secret of the ruins.
Yep. We'll touch on that as the end of the episode. But I did want to show that you do have to beat Red once again, and you have to get the Kanto starter for this to work. So, with that being said, we got ourselves a legendary to catch. Am I gonna hate life again? Who knows? Thankfully, none of you guys have to worry about that. You all get to sit back and kind of watch a cut happen to when I actually catch the bloody bird. So we're gonna kind of have a cut here at some point, and I'm gonna just not worry about trying to catch this bird too much, because golly, I'm going to not be happy. If I have to sit there and do commentary for an hour while things just aren't working. So, yeah. We're back at Mount Silver, but not for anything less than finding this daggum bird and trying to battle it. This time, however, I'm going to save beforehand, so I don't have to go through all the Elite Four again just to get the daggum bird to respawn. Oh my goodness, this is a nightmare, and I really don't want to have to deal with it more than once. Well, more than twice at this point, because this is my second time around. Oh my goodness, this is... oh my... Again, when it comes to legendary fights, this bird has been the worst, so... It's a thing. I don't know why, but it is. I think I would... honestly, considering how quickly I almost caught Latias, I would much rather fight Latias than or try to catch Latias than I would to fight this chicken. I really don't want to have to deal with Moltres. Here we go again. Yay. Oh boy. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Well, you guys will see it when it's captured. Me? Who knows how long I'm spending on this. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Finally! Moltres, the flame Pokemon, fire flying type. 6'7", 132 pounds, roughly. This legendary Pokemon scatters embers with every flap of its wings. It's a thrilling sight to behold. As much as I want to call him Fire Chicken, no. I almost want to insult Moltres after the problems he's given me. Good evening, Ethan. It's me, Chad. Were you awake? Professor Oak's Pokemon Talk is popular radio show, right? Did you know he was going to turn down the show at first? But Mary's energy and persistence wore him down. We have Mary to thank for it. See you later. I don't care. I genuinely don't care. All right. So we finally dealt with that. Where's my escape ropes? Oh, there it is. You know what? I need to move them. Not that it's really going to matter at this point in the game, but It's annoying me that they were there, where I couldn't find them. Alright. I think that's actually the last escape rope I'm using, so it doesn't matter, really. So that actually took a lot longer than I would have liked, because I used a ton of dusk balls for that. But we do have Moltres, so there we go. There we go. Work that around, and we'll do that. Charmander and Mudkip, you guys go here. Oh, man. And we're gonna have our Pokemon healed because Volty bit the dust. Golly, that was just rough. Oh, actually, I need to... I'm sorry about that, buddy. Oof, that was rough. We need to actually give Wobbuffet some time here because, golly, we got a lot to do. Let me see if I can find... Oh, yeah, they're medicines. Let me keep that there. Alright, so calcium's not going to be needed. HP up, not really what I'm looking for. I'm looking for zinc, because that's honestly the only thing that... Yeah, I don't have any. Alright. Well, I'm just going to have to get lucky. So, that being said, I'm going to be on the hunt for Latias, so that's going to be fun. And again, I'm going to be jumping back in once I've caught him. Well, caught her. Because, honestly, there's... you know, it's a roamer fight, so it's going to be trying to run around, and if I try to use, well, as we've seen, if I try to use Wobbuffet's counter, it's just going to one-shot the bloody thing, unless it uses a weaker move. How are you feeling about it? Indifferent? I feel about the same. So, let's see where it is. All the way up there. Okay. Well, that being said, I will be right back. Hopefully it won't take too terribly long, but it might. We shall see. So, anyway, see you guys in a little bit. And there goes the repel. Anyway, see you guys in a little bit. Alright, we finally caught Latias. And it is the Eon Pokemon, Dragon Psychic type, 4-7 with 88.2, communicates using telepathy. Its body is covered in down, which I don't even know. It's weirdly. That refracts light to make it invisible. Interesting. But I'm just going to go ahead and put this out there to everyone. This is a re-recording, at least, of the audio. The reason why, this is my second time trying to do this, because apparently the first time I tried to do it, it wasn't capturing from my mic. It was trying to capture from my speakers, which makes no flipping sense. I don't know why. But I did a little bit of a test, and I made sure this time that it's actually pulling from this Why is my mind blanking right now? Pulling from my mic. Jeez. It's been a week. Sorry. So this is going to hopefully be decent commentary. I don't know. I'm trying to do this before I have to be somewhere. But thankfully, it's only just this one part where I come back from trying to find Latias. All the rest of it, and even at the very end where I realized my mic was muted, because I muted it to work on some stuff while I was trying to find Latias, and forgot to unmute my mic. Yay. Anyway. That being said, we're going to be going for the final legendary that's going to be available, at least for us in this version of the game. Because there's version exclusives that you can't really do quite yet. Well, you can't do. And then there's a Pokemon that you can't get at all unless you have one from both versions of the game. So there is that. Oh boy, it's been a thing. All right, I'm kind of just going through trying to make sure I get. Oh yeah, that's right. I was making the comment that so many of our Pokemon are sassy. That's right. And here we go. Now, you're going to see this quite a bit. I don't know why this happens, but for some reason, I have so much trouble finding Nidra in the team slot of where she is, and I just spend like a good 30 seconds almost every time after we catch this other legendary trying to find her. Don't know why, but I was tired, I guess. I was recording all day when I was doing this, so I think my brain was shot. Also, I do at least find where the cave is and then turn around because I don't have enough Pokeballs.
Hey, Ethan, it's good to see you again, but I never expected to see you around here. Could it be that you're on your way to the Embedded Tower? The Embedded Tower is a huge tower piercing the sky. It is said to have something to do with the mythical Pokemon that stretch the seas and the Pokemon that widen the lands. But the tower is no longer standing.
I forgot the voice I gave to Chuck.
The way to the Embedded Tower is harder than you can imagine. You need to use rock climb as well as surf. I see, so you defeated all the gym leaders in Kanto as well. Well, then there's nothing to worry about. I believe in yourself and walk your path.
So, that's Chuck's way of saying, hey, something has unlocked. So, it's pretty simple. Nothing crazy. And again, I'm just kind of walking around to see where I could find it, just to get a better idea of where I'm having to go. You don't go up. You're supposed to go down and then surf. I knew that, but I was just trying to find exactly where I was surfing without actually having to deal with too much, as well as having to use a repel for it. But right there to the left, that is where the embedded tower is. And as I'm heading back, I'm thinking about how long it could possibly take to actually catch the guy, and it's going to be until I get to the bottom, but I realize, you know what? Moltres took a lot of Pokeballs to actually catch, so I might need to go back and get some. So, it's kind of crazy, honestly, being at the end of this. Because yeah, this is right before I realize, hey, maybe I should go get some Pokeballs. As we'll kind of, I guess eventually see, well, Pokemon Silver was the first game I did on the channel, and then I, of course, file corruption, yay, as well as my computer dying. We're also getting a couple of photos taken. So I've been wanting to come back to this game and just finish it off, and I'm glad to actually have this done. I guess I'm glad, but it's also sad because I really do love this game. And I will say this, it's really weird that there's only, I think it's only Saffron that sells the Dusk Balls. I don't know why, and I kind of wish I looked it up, but I didn't. Well, I think I did at one point, because I wanted to know if you could buy timer balls, but you had to actually win them in the lottery at Goldenrod, which makes no sense, really. That you could buy almost every other type of Pokeball except this one. Because timer balls would be great for legendaries, and that's what you usually use them for, but this game does not like giving them to you. And the ones I did have, of course, the Pokemon that I was trying to catch broke out of it right away. And this is actually, and I feel bad, because this is the first and only time well, technically not only, but we're doing a round trip here. But this is like the only time we'll see the magnet train. Because gosh. Yeah, both in the original and the remakes, this is the best way to get from Kanto to Johto without having a problem. But you get access to it so late that it's kind of like not useful, I guess is one way of saying it. Hold on. Sorry about that. Golly. Sinuses, I tell you. Alright, so the idea of what we're going to be trying to catch, having a bunch of Ultra Balls, Dusk Balls, is probably going to be 70 Dusk Balls seems overkill, but I was buying, and first of all, we didn't have really any use for money anymore, but also in the mindset of I'm just not wanting to run out of Ultra Balls while trying to catch our next Pokemon. So the Pokemon we'll be fighting. Oh yeah, it's Game Ride again. Here we go. Just the one last picture here. And it's crazy because the next Pokemon we're going to catch has only 40 moves before it starts using Struggle. And I am still going to paralyze it, but I soon realize why it's such a it's going to be such a nightmare of a fight. It's not because the Pokemon is super high level and can dish out a ton of damage. No. It's a combination of things, but I'll get into it once we get into the battle itself. Because I actually had never done the embedded tower part, nor actually getting the Kanto or Johto starters, so it's kind of crazy that they don't let you even have a chance to get either of those starters until the like very beyond post game. It's kind of weird, but that's the thing. Like sometimes when you just wanted to like play Pokemon, you would pick these games up and just play them even after everything was kind of pretty much done. Also Growlithe. I don't know how a small cute doggo like that can intimidate a dragon, but it does. So there you go, I guess. Also, I did look this up. And this encounter right here is a 2% chance of happening. Just run into a Steelix. And I was so thrown off. Like, wait, you can catch a Steelix here? I was like, well, duh. I'm going to throw a quick ball and try to catch it. I'm not going to snub this chance. Even though, like, hey, it's the last episode. We ain't doing anything else. But you know what? We're going to catch ourselves a Steelix. And there you go. Steelix, the Iron Snake Pokemon, Steel Ground, 881 pounds and is 30 feet tall. Golly, that's big. I didn't bother reading the Pokedex entry because I was just gobsmacked and going on about how crazy of a low percentage chance that should have been. And I was thinking it was 1%. I was close. It's actually 2%. But that's still insanely small. But if you only have the... you don't have anyone to trade an Onix with that could have the metal coat, or because you don't get that till pretty late, or you might be able to get it if you do the contest stuff, or not the contest, the triathlon, the Pokathlon, those things. Unless you really do those, I don't see too much actually being able to... Because, yeah, I believe you can actually get the evolution items, but you have to trade, so you need someone else there. So there's that. I am saving here because I did not want to try to catch Latias and everything again, and I was not wanting to have to fight go through the Elite Four again just to have another chance of fighting this Pokemon. But anyway, well, hello. It said that in the past, this hole used to be a huge tower reaching to the sky. They say it was rather strange. The tower with half of it embedded in the sky. Well, not only just a tall tower reaching up to the sky, but it also reaching deep underground. It is rumored to reach the bottom of the ocean. In short, the ruins used to connect the sky, the land, and the sea together. The most of this tower now is crumbled, and the only things that remain are the entrance and its interior, where you'll see strange patterns. And the pattern is then a Kyogre. If you are playing Soul Silver, you are going to be battling Groundon, and you actually need both of them to get Rayquaza. And it has to be of like, hey, it was caught here. You can't transfer the Pokemon over, and it's alright. But I was commenting about the blue orb, and the other version you get the red orb, and that was kind of like the hint of what you're going to be facing. So I was like, all right, well, we need to paralyze at least. So I'm going to have Volty out in front. And this fight is actually really annoying. So the reason why... First of all, this is the Generation 4 weather conditions. So the entire fight, unless you change it, is going to be raining. You could counter a lot of what Kyogre is going to do if you... Yeah. I'll get that in a minute. You can counter a lot of the damage Kyogre is going to do if you do have... sunlight rather than it being rain. But also, if you hadn't noticed, it just used Aqua Ring, which is why this fight is so annoying. It is more tolerable than the other two fights, but this is still annoying. Because I'm trying not to do too much damage because I don't want to faint Kyogre. Because, again, I'm trying to avoid that as much as possible. But it's healing itself every single turn, albeit by a small amount, but it's still healing itself. And it can bring itself out of being in red and go into yellow, and it can just slowly build up its health while I'm trying to actually catch it. So I'm having to constantly risk killing it every time I want to actually try to catch it. At this point here, I'm thinking, well, I definitely need to have somebody that can dish out some damage, but not risk killing it. So Solstein goes out. It's going to use Aqua Ring quite a bit because it has 20 power points of that move. So in total, it has 40. Has Aqua Ring, Ice Beam, Ancient Power, and Water Spout. So it's got its most powerful move, Water Spout, but it also has the Ancient Power, which can raise its stats. Now, I didn't try to use the Quick Ball because I wanted to have like a pretty crazy cool legendary fight at the end. It would have been kind of underwhelming in my opinion if, hey, we met the Kyogre, threw a Quick Ball and it caught it. I end up regretting not trying at least, just because of how bad this gets of just nothing happening. It's just throwing Pokeball after Pokeball after Pokeball after Pokeball, and it just does not work. It's kind of sad. I don't know if I don't feel like doing trying to comment as things happen, especially with this, because kind of lost it. It kind of lost the magic when I realized the mic was muted, and I was not going to redo that fight. I just really wasn't. Because I wasn't sure how far back it actually was muted, because if it was pretty far back, I was going to have to at least redo the audio, but I didn't want to have to go through everything again, because I couldn't go, because I saved before this fight. I didn't know how far back it was muted, so I guess is the way of saying it, and it's gonna be real awkward because this whole fight is just nothing but back and forth. So sorry about that. Because it's a lot of me trying to lower its health but not kill it, then trying to throw a Pokeball, and then having to hurt it again. It's just like, golly, game. And the thing is if it, Kyogre never got a stat bonus from Ancient Power. But if he did, I was just going to use Solstein to psych up. So it wouldn't matter. But... ah, man. Also, that Ice Beam is really annoying. Because it ended up... well, it ends up freezing one of my Pokemon at some point. But unlike the Mewtwo fight, this one was actually annoying. Because he was doing a ton of damage. Because 3 of his moves are attacks. He only has Aqua Ring as his non-attack move. And he keeps healing every turn. Unlike Mewtwo. Mewtwo, I could just get his HP low and then just try to catch him. This was not the case. And I think that's what... also, you'll see a lot of that, where it looks like it's going to get caught and then just doesn't. But... oh, man. It's... probably... I'm trying to think. I honestly don't know if I would want to do this fight or the Groudon fight. Or Rayquaza fight. Because both... the thing is, Rayquaza and Groudon have Rest as one of their moves. So they're going to just sleep it off, take out any status move you did, and heal themselves to full. And that can be really annoying. And all 3 of them are level 50, mind you. So, even Rayquaza. So, he's not at his normal level 70 when you go to catch him in Gen 3. But it's crazy. They're just trying to catch this guy. It got so annoying, at least for me, kind of, as you're looking at it. I was trying just to see if I could catch it because I didn't want to waste so many turns attacking. But, and I didn't know, and I didn't want his health so low that if I attacked it would just KO it and I would have to restart the fight. Oof. Yeah, unfortunately, Solstein goes down here because I'm like, I got to... well, actually, no, do I heal? No, okay, so I do actually heal Solstein, but I was only using a Moo Moo Milk because I didn't feel like using a Max Potion for some reason. I don't really know why I did that. Again, I was tired. I was thinking, oh, it'll be fine. It'll last a few turns. It's whatever. And so I'm just trying to continue to try to catch Kyogre and battle him and get his HP low. And then I think this Ice Beam's a crit, if I remember correctly. Yep. Ah, jeez. That was kind of crummy. And I thought, well, there's not really any other Pokemon that I think could actually take care of this, so we'll send Volty back out. And he does have some pretty good moves that can take Kyogre's HP low but not faint it, which is why I sent him again. And again, almost caught, but no. Kind of annoying. Thankfully, it doesn't... while this fight is pretty rough, it doesn't last too much longer. I'm trying to look at the time. I think it's gonna last maybe... and this is a maybe. It may last another, like, 10-ish minutes at most. But it might. I think it's actually no. It's not even 10 minutes. It's like 5. It's pretty short. Also that. It's almost fainting Kyogre, and I was like, oh my gosh, no, is it fainted? No, it had 1 HP. But hey, there you go. And thankfully, this isn't another Moltres. This isn't another Suicune. It's just a tough legendary fight, which is fine. I would prefer having a legendary fight like this than with Moltres, to where it didn't. Moltres had an attitude problem, like beyond anything. It was, jeez. Well, it's Moltres' problem. I don't know, but it's pretty crazy. Jeez. Yeah, and he heals. And I'm not, at this point, I'm like, okay, Moo Milk's not going to cut it. I don't want to get crit again. I'm actually going to use a max potion here. That was my mentality for this. I was like, yep, nope, not getting crit. Not getting party wipe thanks to this guy, because I'm just trying to catch it. That's all I want to do. But we almost got it. At this point, I'm not going to try to attack it until I know it's in a safe region to actually try to hit it. And even if it does a little bit above the norm, it'll still go back into red. But I was just trying, because I was keeping an eye out on where its HP is, because I know how much Power Gem does. And that's the thing. It's just the only way things would go south during any of this is if one of my Pokemon just crit, which thankfully they didn't. I think they knew, hey, we're trying to catch this guy. We're not going to crit, which was nice. So unlike Wobbuffet, just one-shotting Latias because it didn't realize how much. I didn't realize how much HP damage that the Mist Ball did. Or it wasn't Mist Ball. I think it was Dragon's Breath that it used. Because when I actually caught it, it was using Mist Ball. Because Mist Ball is psychic, so it was doing resisted damage. So when it double backed and dealt the damage back, it didn't cause a problem. Also, there's the frozen. I was like, where? I know this happened at some point. Jeez. But yeah, it didn't get the RNG for Ancient Power, but got the RNG for Ice Beam. So there, I guess. I don't know. Fully healed Volty there, and Kyogre does Ice Beam again. All right. Okay. Oh no, I was like, do I do Signal Beam here? I did, because Signal Beam and Power Gem I think have the same power. If not, Signal Beam's a little bit more powerful. But at this point, I do throw one final Dusk Ball, and we catch Kyogre with this one. Thankfully, it didn't last too long. It was about, what, 15-minute battle, which isn't that bad. Better than Moltres. Oh my goodness. Kyogre, the Sea Basin Pokemon, Water type, 14 foot 9 inches, 776 pounds.
a mythical Pokemon said to have swelled the seas with rain and tidal waves. It battled with Groudon. Or Groudon. I don't know why I keep putting an extra N in that name. I don't know. Well, hello. That was something you don't see every day. That was Kyogre, a legendary Pokemon in the Hoenn myth about shaping the seas. I see. The embedded tower is built by people from Hoenn. The tower that binds together the sea, the land, and the sky. Kyogre was not the only Pokemon described in the Hoenn myth. This place may yet still be hiding its secrets. The knowledgeable Pokemon professor may be able to tell you more when you show him Kyogre. Whew. There are so many connections between Pokemon and myths. See you around. Again, kind of like how I was mentioning earlier, unfortunately, one of the more necessary ones to get, with the myth part, the next one is Groudon or Kyogre if you're playing Soul Silver, but you have to have the other game and a way to trade between them. So unfortunately, we can't fight either. Well, I could do a Groudon fight. I don't think it's really necessary, because HeartGold is the main game we're playing. If I wanted to do every legendary fight, I'd also have to play through pretty much all of Soul Silver. And I'm not sure I want to do that. I can guarantee that I don't. And that would just extend the series for I don't know how long. And I'm not doing that to you guys. You do have to have Kyogre in your party and in the first slot before you talk to the professor. Unfortunately, they don't. He says the knowledgeable Pokemon professor, but he doesn't actually say which one. And there's Kyogre stats for those who are curious about it. Unfortunately, the Pokemon that the Pokemon professor anyway that you're trying that he talks to you about isn't Elm, but I don't realize this, so I go to Elm first, and because it's like, hey, the village is right over there, let's just fly over there and kind of take care of it. You actually have to fly to Pallet Town and talk to Professor Oak. I don't know if they meant for it to be like that. Him to be the supposedly. Also, Kyogre's this size. It's massive, which makes sense. The creator of the expanses of the ocean, but you know. But when it comes to the which professor was supposed to be, it's like, hey, they're all knowledgeable. Why are you specifically saying Oak is the knowledgeable one? There's two of them in this game. I don't know. It's kind of a weird way. I wish they kind of specifically said which one, so you're not gonna waste any of your time there. But I don't know. Again. Oh yeah, this is where I'm like, wait, where's Dragonite? Or Nidra. I don't know why I kept doing that. It happens so often. So.
Oh, Ethan, what brought you here? The legendary Pokemon that appear in the Hoenn myth? You must be talking about Kyogre and Groudon. The embedded tower is probably the ruins of some... that has something to do with the Hoenn myth. If so, the other one must be around. Kyogre and Groudon are said to shape the seas in the land. Where those two are, the other is said to appear as well. All this is quite possible. It's not hard to imagine that the red orb will make Groudon appear in the embedded tower. However, according to Mr. Pokemon, the Groudon itself does not show itself to trainers with golden hearts, but only with those with shining silver spirits. It may be difficult for you alone to accomplish this, Ethan, but if you manage to obtain a Groudon that came from the embedded tower, please do come show me both of the legendary Pokemon. Then I'll share with you the rest of the Hoenn myth. So, how's your Pokedex coming along?
Have a look at my national dex.
Oh, let's see. You have 317 Pokemon and 77. The goal may be far away, but yet don't give up. Anyway.
That is the end of that. We can't do the other part, unfortunately. So, with all of that being said, we're going to kind of do some flying a little bit. And again, I'm going to be messing up. I'm sorry about that. But, because for some reason, I can't find where Nidra is. She didn't leave the spot, dude. I don't know. I'm just going to make fun of myself. But anyway, the way I decided to more or less end the series was to kind of more or less glance back at some memorabilia that is only available in the Pokemon centers. Something that we've been doing since the beginning of the series. Well, at least the remake part. I did have the first few episodes in the original game. So I put Kyogre back in the box because Gordy should be here to see all the rest of it. And I do first off go through the Hall of Fame, kind of just showing off, hey, this is the most recent Hall of Fame. I did get the Hall of Fame a total of 4 times while playing this. And as you can see, Nidra's original form when we got the Hall of Fame was a Dragonair. So it's been a bit. And the movesets, oh my gosh, the movesets were just not fantastic. I mean, they weren't terrible. To be fair, they weren't absolutely terrible, but they definitely could have been a lot better. But some of them, it's like, well, there wasn't much I could do, unfortunately. So there is that. I mean, Mercules had a pretty decent one all around anyway. He had Earthquake in close combat. The Shadow Claw and Aerial Ace, of course, the Aerial Ace, I kind of wish at times that I didn't take that off. Just simply because, hey, that would have been actually kind of nice to not have all the missing. But I think the couple of times we ran into it, it was a Pidgeot, so it would have been pretty bad. And the most recent one, it kind of shows where our movesets are now, which, or at least mostly, because the third and the fourth, well, no, the second and the third, golly, time that I got the Hall of Fame was me trying to train up the Pokemon for the gems, because I was like, okay, this is a little bit too much in terms of a level jump. I need some trainers around the same level to make sure that they're good. So that's how that happened. And thankfully, we didn't have to worry too much. I kind of do wish that I did train them more in the Elite Four before they changed the Elite Four teams. That way, it would have made things a little bit smoother as far as going from the 8th gym to the Elite Four again, but I don't know. I didn't want to make too much of a quick work out of the of blue, but I kind of did anyway. But I guess that's what the rematches are for. The gym rematches is so you can actually get the training in that you want. But golly, I kind of, as I was showing, some of those gym leader rematches had the most insane requirements to get their phone number for. But anyway, we have a few photos here, and I thought, why not? Let's show it. It's 4/10/2023. It was the first photo was last year, almost a year ago, and this was our team. Lola and Kuhoot and Chia as a Bayleaf, Voltia as a Flaffy, and we had Scoutrit with us. Man, it's crazy as you kind of go through this, and there's 2 of these photos, but the team itself grew a lot, and this is what I'm talking about, like kind of going back and going through it, because as I'm going through these photos, you kind of just see the change in the team, the fact that we got Eevee during the adventures, and Kuhoot went into the PC because I was no longer going to be using Kuhoot, and of course I have Eevee in the front because I'm trying to gain its friendship up as much as I possibly can, because I'm wanting it to evolve, and then eventually Eevee does evolve, and I do give it a nickname. I don't, and again, I like Solstein better than Solaris. Not that Solaris is a terrible name, it just didn't seem to fit. That's just my opinion. But we do have this showing Gordy now, and it's crazy because it's like, man, I remember when this happened. I remember when this happened. I remember when Chia evolved. I remember when Volti evolved. It's one thing, like, if you weren't recording it, that would be one way to go, man, look at where this team has gone. And yeah, there you go, the Dragon's Den. And just hanging out with Gordy. And then the next photo is in Route 1. And the team is fully together at this point, because there was no Dratini or Dragonair, because I didn't see Cameron for such a long time. Oh boy. But yeah, the whole team is all together. And I think the team came together pretty nicely. I had some... like in the Shining Silver version, I was lacking somewhat in one of the types, but when it came to not having fire this time around, where in the not Shining Silver, what Shining Pearl, where I had, oh gosh, Lucario using Water Pulse because I didn't have a water type. Golly. It's crazy. But yeah, there's Butters Jr., which is insane. And then the last 2. And man, it's so crazy that you can have all these adventures and just have this photo album be the way to bring back those memories, because that's what photos can do. And it's like, oh man, I remember that. And I love that that's a thing in this game. And they kind of did it with some of the other ones. Also, Lyra's Mail. I didn't remember if I actually read it or not. I think I did originally when we got it, but I don't know if that was ever recorded or not. So there's that. Also, Arnie decides to call us as I'm trying to do the outro. Good evening, it's me, it's Arnie. Were you awake? Oh yeah, he was doing the whole, hey, it's my Venonat. Do you happen to have a drowsy? Do you know its weakness? I don't remember it. And it's like, oh my gosh, Arnie, he did the exact same thing again. As I'm trying to do my outro. We're kind of approaching to the point where I realized that I wasn't recording my mic. So, there we go. And I will let myself, when I recorded this, actually take over and, well, more or less deal with the outro. But don't worry. There is going to be pretty cool things. More to come, definitely. I hope you all are going to enjoy the next series as much as I am hoping. So, yeah. Take it away. That's so weird. Why would I do that? I'm gonna leave you guys to it. Just having the older version of myself kind of take care of the outro. So, not only of the game, but of the episode, but also of the game. Anyway, I've rambled on long enough. So, take it away, me. Jeez, that's still stupid.
Oh my gosh, guys. My mic was not working. I don't know for how long. I'm mad. Anyway, I'll try to do something in the meantime. Sorry about that. I was talking the entire time. So, anyway, I do have the next project planned. I just don't know when that's going to come about. I probably spent the past like 40 something minutes not actually talking, but it not actually going through. My bad. So, yay me for actually having to redo all of that commentary. Thankfully, though, I don't have to redo the recording part. So, that is it for Pokemon HeartGold. Again, I say again. You guys didn't hear it. It'll probably be a week, maybe two, for me to get the other game started, because I'm going to have to figure out the layout and everything for it. So I don't know exactly when that's going to start. Just give me a little time, but I am going to have the next game hopefully ready, and people will actually enjoy what I've got coming from the next game. But that is it for Pokemon HeartGold. We have done all we can in this game, at least in the capacity that I have for the way I'm playing it. I honestly did not know several times if I was actually going to be able to play through it, because I kept having some, because of the technical issues that I had when I originally wanted to start playing it. I didn't know if they were going to creep up again. Thankfully, the worst that I've ever seen while playing it is just some lag. It never crashed on me except that one time with Suicune. That was it. Other than that, worked perfectly. So, I think I'm going to use the same method that I'm using now for the next game, because it's also a DS game. Hopefully, it'll work just as good. I did play through like the first boss of that game just to make sure it didn't have any glaring issues. It doesn't look like it, so fingers crossed that we're good. Oh boy, if not. I'll have to find out how to do it some other way if it's going to give me issues with the way I'm recording it now. Anyway, that is it for Pokemon HeartGold. Again, thank you all for watching. For those who have stuck around from the first episode over a year ago, thank you so much. And I will see you all in the next project. Or whatever. I'll see you in the next video. Later.